Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're out here with Arwen and, of course, Shadowfax today. And today we're going to start talking about breeding your goats. And today the only thing we're going to talk about is whether or not you should, and what your motivation is, and whether or not it's even a good idea. Come on, Arwen. So, there are a lot of different things, different reasons you might have for breeding your goat. Okay? There's a lot of different, perfectly valid reasons. She just woke up, so she's still waking up her legs. But there's a lot of perfectly valid reasons you might have for deciding to breed your goat. And the horse is biting my back. Hi. Yeah. So there are plenty of perfectly reasonable reasons you might have. Go. Are you going or not going? But we're having a little bit of a problem. There we go. But anyway, perfectly valid reasons. You might have dairy goats. You might want to get into dairy goats. With dairy goats, at some point, you gotta breed the mama again so that she stays in milk. Maybe you're raising meat goats. Well, the only way that works is if you breed goats so that you have goats to process for meat. Maybe you just want to expand your own little flock, your own little herd. Maybe you need some more lawnmowers. But whatever your reason is, be honest about it with yourself. Know what your goal is. Be honest about your motivation and what the idea is. What do you think you want to accomplish? Okay, that's actually really important. Shadowfax. We gotta clean your poop corner again. Kisses. Don't bite my arm. So, there are lots of really low quality or generic quality goats out there. So, especially in the wake of the pandemic, there were a lot of people who got into goats who really didn't know much about goats and ended up just breeding random, indiscriminate goats, not even goats of the same breed. So you have a lot of fainting pygmy crosses or pygmy Nigerians. You've got a lot of crosses out there right now. And it is not necessary for you to breed crosses. It's really not at all necessary. There are plenty of crosses out there, and good quality goats are not that hard to come by. If you want success as a goat breeder, regardless of your motivation, you want to pick quality breeding stock, okay? You want to make sure that the goats you choose are of decent quality, so you might have to spend a little money on them. You want to make sure they are in good health, so have them vetted well. You don't want to breed an ill goat. You want to make sure that they have good temperament and that they have the qualities that line up with your motivation. So if you're looking for meat goats, you probably shouldn't do La Manchas. Don't bother breeding La Manchas. They're not great meat goats. Can they be used as meat goats? Sure. But you're better off picking something that was bred for that because they simply have more meat on them. However, if you're looking for dairy, La Mancha might be perfect for you. So pick the goats that most align to your purpose and that most align with your goals. So if you're looking for beautiful pets, you're going to be looking for temperament. If you're looking for meat goats, you're going to be looking at whether or not that particular breed and that particular line has a good meat quality goat. Right? So you need to know why you're breeding and what the point is. Quality goats bred with purpose will always find a home. But like any other kind of breeding, if you're just breeding low quality crossbreeds, you are going to get overwhelmed with babies. I say the same thing all the time with our rabbits and our cats and our chickens. If there's not a purpose to the baby, you're going to have difficulty rehoming it when you need to. There is only so much breeding any one person can do before they have to find a home for the babies. So when you are thinking about that, think about what kind of home your babies will go to and whether or not that's a kind of home that is readily available. It's important. You don't want to get overwhelmed and end up having to keep 6 different baby goats that you just didn't really think you'd have to keep. So have a plan, know your local market, know your goals. That is probably the single most important thing when it comes to getting ready to breed your goat, is making sure you're not breeding something that has no place in the world. Okay? You are bringing it into the world. You are making that choice. So because you're making that choice, you can just as easily make a choice to bring something into the world that has a purpose. Okay? A purposely bred goat has a better future ahead of it than some low quality, maybe lovely little one that you have to take to an animal auction and you have no idea what's going to happen to it. So it is always, always better to have a plan. Okay? Have a plan. Start with high quality breeding stock. It gives you the best chance for success. The only other thing I'm going to say in this particular video is you should also learn all you can about breeding goats before you get into breeding goats. Don't go into it blind. Okay? Don't breed your goat and go, okay, now what? Know everything that you can beforehand. There's no substitute for experience. It's true, there's no substitute for experience. However, you can learn a lot with books and the internet and talking to people who frequently breed their goats. You can learn a heck of a lot. So do that. Learn absolutely as much as you can before you take the plunge. You do not want to be on the night your goat is having babies and realize you have absolutely no idea what to do. A little bit of knowledge will get you far. So do your research before you even breed your goat. Know what to expect. And scratch your chin, because you never know when you're going to be itchy. Anyway, that is about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. Good luck in your goat breeding endeavors. We'll see you tomorrow.